Don't you ever feel like no matter what you do, life continues to suck? Like it doesn't really matter what you do. You can work very hard, life will still find a way to suck. You can do everything right, life will still find a way to suck. If you do nothing, life will suck. If you try too hard, life will suck. If you get the job that you've been looking for, life will suck. Maybe you won't have a good relationship with your boss. Maybe you won't be liked by many people that you'll be working with. Maybe the work will be too much for you. Maybe you'll hate having to wake up in the morning every day. Maybe you'll hate not being able to sleep until 11 p.m. because you would have a lot of work to do. No matter what you do, life continues to suck. You date the person that you want to date. Find that there's too much competition. You feel like you constantly have to prove yourself. You feel like they don't love you. You feel like you're not enough. Ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were not enough? Ever been in a relationship where you felt like you're just like any other person they know? Like there's nothing about you that really made them want to be with you. Like you're just like any other person. Like to them it's just about being in a relationship. It's not about you as a person, because you want to be loved because you are you, not because a person wants to be in a relationship and they perceive, like some people believe that if they're not in a relationship that's a bad thing. Like nah, it's not a bad thing. You buy a car, now you always have to keep it safe. You have to maintain it. Life always finds a way to suck. Sometimes when life sucks, we tell ourselves that, hey, I wish I took a different route. Maybe life wouldn't suck. I wish I did things differently. Maybe life wouldn't suck. No, life would suck no matter what. Life would suck no matter what. You might tell yourself that, well, maybe if I didn't work hard, life wouldn't suck. Well, it will suck even if you didn't work hard. Sometimes you feel like, well, if I worked hard, then maybe life wouldn't suck. It'll suck even if you work hard. Like it doesn't really matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you're a good person. Doesn't matter if you're a bad person. Doesn't matter if you're kind. Doesn't matter if you're not kind. It seems like life always finds a way to suck. Some people will tell you that, oh, it's because of the law of attraction. You attract what you are scamming you. Like, now, you know what it has to do with? It has to do with who you are as a person and where life positioned you. That's why things that have happened to you 10 years ago continue to happen. Like, oh, why do guys cheat on me? Maybe they just don't find you attractive. Why do girls always want money from me? Like, why is it that when I'm dating a girl, she wants money? Maybe she doesn't find you attractive. So you've got to do something for her to keep her. Doesn't that suck? Like, no one loves you for who you are as a person. But it will always be like that because they just don't find you attractive in general. It has nothing to do with how you think. It has nothing to do with how you feel. It has nothing to do with what you're attracting. It's just your life. It's just your life. It's just reality. People will just lie, claim that they have the answers. Because we want to believe that life is good. So if it's not good, it means that there is something that we are doing wrong. What if there's nothing that you're doing wrong? Life just sucks and it positioned you where it has positioned you. People don't like you because, well, they just don't like you. There's nothing to do with how you think. It wouldn't matter what you do. I usually tell people this, like, if people don't like you, you can't make them like you. Period. If people don't like you, you cannot make them like you. No matter what you do, they won't like you. You know what's gonna happen if you try to do too much? They will just use you. So they don't like you, but they like what you do for them. It's like if your boss does not like you. Doesn't mean that if you work super hard, your boss is going to like you. No. He's not going to like you. He doesn't like you. That is the truth. But he will love the fact that you are working hard. But the truth is that he doesn't like you. If you do work hard and your job your boss really likes you, then he's gonna continue to like you. Like, damn, this person works very hard. This person is very dedicated, and they like you, so they will continue to like you. But people don't really like you because of what you do. They just like you as a person, They just like you as a person. Like, if they like you, they will like you as a person, like as you are, without like you really having to do anything. The problem with life is that no one really feel complete. Like, we don't feel complete. Like, you're not born whole, right? You always need something. Once you're born, you're gonna start needing things. You're gonna need connection. You're gonna need water. You're gonna need food. You're gonna need love. You're gonna need attention. You're gonna need entertainment. Because we need these things, we don't do what we really want. We don't even find ourselves with the people that we really like. We find ourselves using each other because we're trying to survive. When people come into your life, it's hard for you to figure out if they are in your life because they want something, or they are in your life because, well, they genuinely like you as a person. Because everyone feels like they want something, like they need something. Let me put it that way. Like there's something that they need, and if they can get it, they're gonna feel better. Maybe you have money. They feel like, well, if I can have this kind of person in my life who's gonna take care of me, maybe I'll feel better. So it's hard to trust people. Like, what really motivates us is our desires, our needs. And that's what makes life meaningless. It's because we feel like there is something that we need and we try to get it. We never just decide that, okay, this is what I really want to do. It has nothing to do with me needing anything. I just want to do this. This is what's meaningful. I want to create a song. I'm not creating this song because I want attention. I'm not creating this song because I want money, I want fame, I want people to think that I'm a good artist, I'm talented. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with wanting approval. It's just what I want to do. That's how you create meaning. But now we find ourselves in a state of lack where we need something. So when we do things, we do these things because there's something that we need. When we love people, we love them because there's something that we need. It's not even love, but then we call it love. It's like I was telling you that if your boss doesn't like you, it doesn't really matter what you do. He doesn't like you, but he's going to think that he likes you if you are doing things that are actually making his life easy. Right? Let's say you are working very hard, and because you are working very hard, the company that you're working for keeps on growing. He's gonna think that he likes you, but no, he doesn't. He just likes what you are actually doing for him, and he's gonna start to want people who do what you do, not because he likes them, but because of what they do. So it's about people using one another. So even when it comes to relationship, it gets to a point where people are just looking for people that are going to help them get their needs met. It's no longer about the person themselves. Like you don't really like the person, but you want them to satisfy your needs, your desires. Like we just want to use one another, basically. We just want to use one another. You know, some people will be in your life because, well, they are bored and they want someone who's gonna constantly give them approval. Because people want approval because we don't feel whole. Like if you truly felt whole, you wouldn't even want approval. But if you don't feel whole, then you are going to want approval. If you don't feel complete, you're gonna feel like you want something to complete you. If you don't feel happy, you're gonna want something that's gonna make you happy. You're gonna believe that, oh well, if I get this, I'm gonna be happy, and then you get it and you still don't feel happy, and then you want something else. That's one of the reasons why relationships don't work. It's because we are all looking for something. Like we are all trying to survive. We're no longer, it's not like we've ever done things because we really wanted to do these things. So we don't do anything because we really want to do. do it. It has to do with what we feel is lacking. And it has to do with what we feel is lacking. And that's why life sucks. That's why life is meaningless. That's why life sucks no matter what. Because there will always be something that is missing. And that's why I keep on telling people that this world is not good, because we're not born whole. You're supposed to be doing things. You're not supposed to just be free. Like, you can't just chill and do nothing. If you chill, like just chill, you start to feel uncomfortable. You're going to start to feel thirsty. You're going to start to feel hungry. You're going to start to feel like you need attention. You're going to start to feel like you need approval. You're going to start to feel like you need connection. You know what I mean? Like, you never feel whole. And you never get all of these things. Because everyone is trying to get this thing. Does that make sense? Like, because in life, everyone is trying to get what they want. They never truly get what they want, because everyone is trying to get what they want. So it's only the people who are truly privileged who truly get what they want. People who are very rich, people who are very attractive, people who are very talented, people who can do things that other people cannot do. And average people find themselves suffering. Because everyone is trying to get something. Because we don't feel complete. That's why I keep on telling you that we live in a concrete jungle. It's a jungle. Whether we like it or not, like it is a jungle. It's what it was meant to be. It was meant to be a jungle. It wasn't meant to be a world where people really create meaningful experiences. It's a world where we are constantly trying to survive. If water was scarce in the world, and I had a place where there was a lot of water, I'll become very important. Like, people would love me, right? Not really love me, but now you get what I'm trying to say. People would think that they love me. Why? Because they get thirsty and they want water. Now I have power now, because, well, people want water. You see, they wouldn't be coming into my life because they love me. They'll be coming into my life because they are thirsty and they need water. That's the problem with life. People don't come into our lives because they just love us, right? Like, okay, I want to get to know that person. I want to treat that person right. I want to create a meaningful experience with that person. You find that they come into your life because there is something that they want. That's the problem. So how can we create a meaningful experience if we don't feel complete, if there are things that we need? A woman will date a guy that has money because she wants money. She wants power. She wants status. She wants other people to think that she's doing well, she's successful. She wants to be praised. She wants validation. See, we are not born whole. We want validation. We want attention. We want other people to envy us. Like, how can we create a meaningful experience? That's why life sucks, man. No matter what you do, life will continue to suck. No matter what you get, life will continue to suck. Because even if you got everything that you wanted, because you were never meant to be satisfied, you were never meant to feel whole, you'll find yourself wanting more. You'll find yourself wanting more. That's why you find that people end up buying things that they don't need. A person will tell you that I have 8 cars. They don't even drive some of these cars, but they don't ever feel satisfied, so they feel like they gotta keep on, buying more cars, because they're trying to, it's like being addicted to drugs, basically. There's this feeling that they're chasing, so they always try to do things to actually get to feel that feeling. People ask themselves why people who are why men who are very rich, who are very powerful, end up being pedos, right? They ask themselves that question. That's because if you have women that are every woman wants you, right? You don't have problem when it comes to women. You don't have problem when it comes to sex. You can get any woman that you want. You don't have a problem at all. You're gonna want something that is hard to something that is hard to get. You see the problem? Because you are never meant to be satisfied. So you can get all the women, right? All the women between the ages of 18 and 60, whatever. All the women that are above 18, you can get them. So being in a relationship with them doesn't really feel like an achievement. It doesn't really make you feel the way that you want to feel. So you're gonna want to be with women that you're not supposed to have. That's why a lot of these rich guys are pedos. Is it? We live in a messed up world, man. You are never meant to be satisfied. No matter what you get, life will still suck. No matter what you achieve, life will still suck. If you are rich, you're gonna have lots of problems. You're gonna have lots of enemies. You will fight very hard to make sure that you don't lose what you have, because you have a lot. Sometimes you won't even be able to get enough sleep. Sometimes you won't even be able to sleep. You'll be stressed. That's because you were never meant to be satisfied. If you have a job and you're earning $500 a month, you'll be like, only if I can earn $700. Start earning $700. Only if I can earn 10. Start earning 10. Only if I can earn 20. You can never be satisfied. Can you imagine if we were born feeling whole, like you didn't need anything at all. You didn't need attention, you didn't need validation, you didn't need water, food, whatever. You didn't need anything. We would only be doing what we actually want to be doing. Things that actually make sense to do. We do things that don't even make sense because we're trying to get what we want. And for some people, it's not easy for them to get what they want. Some people don't really have access to water. You can make them do things that they wouldn't really want to do just to have access to water. You know what I mean? So you can't tell me that people can create a meaningful life if they're forced to do what they did not want to do just to have water, if they're forced to do what they did not want to do just to have food, if they're forced to do what they don't want to do just to have shelter. You see? Because that's life. We're forced to do the things that we don't even want to do. Kids forced to go to school and learn a bunch of nonsense so that they will have jobs, so that they'll have access to some of the things that they want. You see? Why do we do the things that we do? Do we do the things that we do really because we want to do these things, or really because we feel like there's something that is missing and we're trying to like get whatever we feel is missing? But really, we're never meant to feel satisfied. We're meant to feel like something is missing so that we'll keep on doing things that are completely meaningless. That's why people kill each other. They kill each other because they want something. Everyone is looking for something. People lie to one another because they want something. They use one another because they want something. So it's impossible to create a meaningful experience. Life will continue to suck no matter what we do, because whatever we do, we're doing it because there's something that we're trying to get, something that we need. You see, not because we want to need it, not because we want it. We just automatically want it because we're never meant to be satisfied. People don't want to want attention, but they want it. They get bored if they're not getting any attention. People don't want to want approval, but they want it. They don't want to want entertainment. Can you imagine if you were able to feel complete and want nothing, or without ever doing anything? You just feel complete. Like, I don't want anything. Like, honestly, I don't want anything at all. I'm complete. I'm at peace now. I feel whole. And we're able to make ourselves want what we want to want. It will be easy for us to create meaningful experiences. But now we've created a hellish experience because everyone is just trying to survive. You date someone and you start feeling bored, and you feel like, okay, if maybe I date this person or I'll feel better. You leave them and you date another person, same thing happens. That's why we're broken. When we're in relationships, we try our best to be enough, but we're never that sure. That's why, bro, like, I usually tell people that relationships usually don't work. Do you know how many people break up a day? That shows you that relationships just don't work. And when they do work, it's really because people are just tired. they've reached a point where they just want stability. So you find that the relationship is only working because both of them want stability. It's not really because they want each other. We find that they want marriage. So it's working only because they want marriage. Like, okay, this person is willing to settle down, I'm willing to settle down, let's be married. Or some people just want to be in a relationship because they're afraid to be alone. And I just want to be in a relationship. But it isn't really because they want to be in a relationship. The problem is that they don't feel whole. They don't feel complete. The fact that we don't ever feel complete on our own shows us that something isn't right. Like, you don't really feel complete on your own. You don't feel complete unless you try to do something, and even if you do something, you're going to feel complete for a while. Because no matter what you do, there will always be problems. You want money. The things that you'll have to do to get money will give you problems. You won't just manifest money out of nowhere. And all these spiritual teachers will lie to you. Like, you can just visualize what you want and have it. If that's how things worked, you would find people doing things that are actually impossible. Right? Like, things that are actually impossible. What makes me laugh about people who are lying, like these scam artists, what makes me laugh about them is that they even sell books, they even sell courses, right? Same with pastors. Oh, God is powerful, can give you whatever you want, but you cry when people are not giving you money. Like, what? So it's the same with these people who talk about manifesting. Like, oh, you can manifest whatever you want, but give me money to teach you about manifestation. Like, what? Why do I gotta give you money? You just manifested. You wouldn't need money from me. It's a scam. People don't even do what they really like. When I say people don't do what they want to do, I mean what is really meaningful for them to do. Like, we don't do things that we find meaningful. We do things that we know will make our lives a bit easy. You work a job that you know you don't like. Like, okay, I hate my job, but what can I do? I need money, I need to survive, so I gotta work. I gotta scam people to survive. You can't create a meaningful experience from scamming people. You can't create a meaningful experience from lying to people. If you're an artist, you do what sells, right? You follow trends. If you want, let's just say you wanted to make meaningful music that stands for something, but you realize that, well, the music that really stands for something does not sell. So you end up making the kind of music that you know is going to sell, but that's not really what you want to do. You see, so it's about survival. It's not about meaning. we can't really create meaning out of this experience because we're trying to survive. You can't create meaning if you're trying to survive. That is the problem. You can't create meaning if you are trying to survive. That's why it's important to ask yourself why you do the things that you do. And is there anything that you do because you really want to do it and you really think that it's very meaningful to do? Or you are just doing whatever you're doing or everything that you're doing because you're just trying to survive because there's no other way. Can you imagine people who are poor? How can they create meaning? You can't create meaning if you have to do like a lot just to get food. How do you create meaning? I remember I came across a video on Facebook some time back. It was a video of this other guy that was pranking people. You find a guy who's like homeless and he'll tell him that, okay, you know what, I got 500 rand. Suck my dick and I'll give you 500 rand. And they'll be willing to do that, most of these guys, because they're so desperate. They'll be willing to suck a dick just because, not because they want to suck a dick, but because they want money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sucking a dick, but then imagine if you are doing it just because you want money. Like, that's something wrong with that. Is that you must be sucking a dick because that's what you want to do. That's why I was saying that it's important to ask yourself why you do the things that you do. Do you ever do something just because you feel like you must do it? Or do you do things that you just want to do? Like, there's something beautiful about doing things just because you want to do these things. Not because you feel like you have to do these things or you are doing these things so that you will get something. You must do what you really want to do, not because you want to get something or because you're afraid of losing something, but because you genuinely want to do it. Not because you're going to die if you don't do it. And that's one of the problems. We are put in a situation where we need a lot of things, and that's what's being used to control us. The fact that we need a lot of things. Like, okay, these humans want money. We're going to make it hard for them to get money so that they will work for us. They will be our slaves. Oh, these people need water. Okay, we're going to make it hard. If you watched Rango, like the movie Rango, you understand what I'm talking about. There was no water in this town where Rango lived, and there was this guy that was controlling water because he wanted to control the people. Control the water, you control the people. Well, they need water, so it was lizards, but it's funny. It's a very funny movie. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it, especially if you like animation. You know what I think is actually happening now? Like, it even got to a point where we don't even do what we love, and we're not even with the people that we love just because we're just trying to survive. If you realize that, like, if you had the option to be with the person that you love or with the person that's going to give you money and you are broke, would you choose to be with the person that you love, or would you choose to be with the person that will give you money? Is it meaningless? You choose to be with the person that's going to give you money, because to have the things that you want, you need money. That's the problem. Like, people are willing to do anything for money. And what can they do? Because to survive, you need money. And what's crazy is that they're not even surviving because they want to survive. It's because, well, you are programmed to survive. Like, if you stop doing things that are gonna make you, like, help you survive, you will feel the way that you do not even want to feel. Like, if you're gonna stop drinking water, how are you gonna feel? If you're gonna stop eating, how are you gonna feel? If you are gonna sleep and do nothing, how are you gonna feel? The truth is that we're just slaves, man. We don't like that to be the truth, but it is the truth. We are just slaves. Slaves to our needs, our desires, and once you become a human, you're gonna have needs, you're gonna have desires. Even if you practice detachment, that's good. Like, I always encourage people to practice detachment. Just try to detach yourself from a lot of things. Doesn't mean that you are not in this trap. It doesn't mean that life doesn't suck. It just means that you have taught yourself to desire less, so that your desires won't be used to trap you. You see, because everything is a trap. That's another thing that you must realize. Everything in this world is actually a trap. Everything. It's only the people who are rich, who are, I guess, doing, or who can do what they want, but still everyone is controlled by their desires and their needs. Is that if you are truly rich, let's say you want to make the world a better place, and that's what you really want, and it has nothing to do with what you're going to benefit in the end. You just want to make the world a better place. Like, that's what's meaningful. You see, meaning has to do with doing something that you do just not because there's something to gain, but really because you find it meaningful. Like, you find it meaningful to do it. Right? Like, you cannot say drinking water is meaningful because you want to drink water, you need to drink water. Eating food, you cannot say that's meaningful. But doing something that you won't really gain anything from doing it, that's what's meaningful. If you want to do it, by the way, not because you're forced to do it. See, that's how you create meaning. But almost every person who's here is not in a position where they can create meaning. Like, they don't have the energy to do things that are meaningful to them. Like, there's no energy because they have to survive. They spend all their energy trying to survive, trying to get the things that they need to survive, not the things that are They're not trying to like do the things that they really think are meaningful to do. So we're all in a trap. That's why not having children is really a good idea. I mean, you can't like put people in a trap like this. It doesn't really make sense. In a world without meaning, without purpose, where you just have to do things that you don't really want to do to survive. Look at this snake. It was just trying to survive. It's not like it was trying to create meaning or anything like that. It can't create meaning. It's never meant to create meaning. It's just, it should just try to do what it can to survive. That's it. We are in a rat race, all of us. It sucks, man. That's the truth about this world. So, yeah, it is better to try to detach yourself from a lot of things and I guess only do what you just have to do. Because there's no escape. That's the thing. There's no escape. These ladies are talking about a Zimbabwean lady that I don't like. They said there's Zimbabwean women somewhere here who work very hard. So there was this other Zimbabwean lady that was pregnant. She has worked very hard. She was pregnant and she didn't have food. And this lady says that she felt sorry for her. But that's the thing though, people don't mind becoming pregnant even when they have nothing. Like it's really scary. And it's not only them who suffer, it's also their children. It's really hard to break the cycle of poverty. It's really, really hard. We need money to make money. You need money to make money. That's the truth. That's why people who are rich keep getting richer. Their children keep on getting richer. Even if they make a lot of mistakes, you see? Even if they make a lot of mistakes. But people who are poor can't even make one mistake. Make one mistake, it's all over. Like you're going to find yourself in a situation that's worse than the situation you are in. It's obvious that something isn't right, but people prefer lying to themselves for some reason. But that also has to do with how conscious a person is. Like, are you truly conscious? The less conscious you are, the most likely you are to just do the things that you're programmed to do. But the more conscious you are, the more likely you are to do things that make sense. Thank you all.